Are we live?
Think so.
Yeah, I think we're live. I think people see us.
Well, let's hope so.
All right, we're looking good on YouTube. We're looking good on Twitch.
Oh,
And of course,
perfect.
I already know we're looking good on Facebook as well. So,
And you know what's important?
what's up?
We look good on camera.
Without further ado, let's go ahead.
Oh my god.
Good evening, everyone. What is going on? We're back again with another episode of the South Florida Gamers Podcast, episode 109. And of course, this is a regular Thursday night, and as you know, traditional fashion, we talk about game topics and subjects that are currently trending. So take this as a much shorter episode where we just, read articles here and there, give you guys our thoughts on what's going on in the current state of gaming. And also, we do accept anyone who wants to submit like articles or links or anything to us gaming related that
Questions, anything.
exactly that we could talk about, or you want to get our take on certain games or certain gaming topics or subjects or whatnot. So without further ado, you guys already know who I am, the host, Silverback Senpai. Across the table from me is the co-host, Waluigi.
Yo, what's good, homies? Back at it again. Got some good, spicy articles. I say this is like a level, like if you're going to a Thai place, this is like a level 4 instead of a 5 spicy. Because of the first topic right on the get-go, and then the last one.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow, I
And
didn't realize my microphone was tilted.
yeah, we gotta fix that thing.
We're not professionals, but we're just chill guys. I'm sorry, I've been on that brain rot recently. Send help.
Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get in with our first subject. Go ahead and full screen this bad boy. And that is Sony Group Corporation in talks to acquire
Katakawa?
Kadokawa, thank you, Corporation. Pretty much the parent company of FromSoftware.
Wow, that's...
So I'm just going to give y'all my thoughts, like just my impressions when I saw the headline and I saw the title. I was just like, no, I'm sorry. No, I'm not okay with FromSoftware being acquired by Sony. Granted, years ago,
This sounds familiar.
years ago, I'd have been okay with it, especially during the time when Microsoft was going through that whole acquisition phase of they're trying to get they got Bethesda. Now they're gonna try to get Activision, which they ended up getting. And I was like, if there's anyone Sony could do to counteract that, would be, I don't know, maybe acquire Bandai Namco, maybe get FromSoftware. Years ago, I'd have been okay with that, but now, fast forward to now, I'm not okay with that, and that's due to the fact that we have seen what Sony has done with their recent IPs,
Yeah.
and it's been, I'm sorry, it's been a bit lackluster. Most of it has been remasters or remakes.
What's a nicer way of saying it? It's very unseasoned from the way they've been acting. Or of all these other IPs and the random multiplayer experiences
Yeah.
from the same IPs.
Yeah, and then of course you also have the cancellation of Japan Studios.
Yes.
The people behind Bloodborne, the people behind Gravity Rush, so many other gaming studios that were under the PlayStation umbrella, gone, and with it, those were classic IPs that could have been brought back. They also shut down another, another gaming studio, the people behind The Order 1886. So they shut that down.
Oh.
So for me, I'm looking at this as I don't trust Sony at this point right now. I don't have full confidence that they're going to deliver with FromSoftware being under their umbrella. Granted, as I said, if you would have asked me this years ago, I would have been okay with it. Cool. Yeah, Sony's going to do good because I'm thinking of what Sony has done with the PS4 brand and with all the IPs and games that they brought. Cool. Looking at the PS5 as alone, and then, of course, the IPs that came with it, I'm not confident.
Neither am I.
Yeah, I don't have that consumer confidence. So that's just how I stand with it. But anyway, we're going to go ahead, go through the article real quick. Sony Group Corporation is in talks with Kadokawa Corporation, according to a Reuters report citing two sources with the matter. Talks between the two sides are reportedly ongoing, and a deal could be signed in the coming weeks, if successful, the sources said.
Oh.
Sony Group Corporation declined to comment when asked by Reuters. Kadokawa Corporation said it could not comment. So both of them are not commenting. Kadokawa Corporation is the parent company of numerous subsidiaries across publishing, film, and visual and cross media.
Really?
Its game development include Acquire, FromSoftware, Gotcha Games, and Spike Chunsoft, the people behind Dragon Ball Sparking Zero.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they also did Jump Force as well and J Star's Victories
So they're just
and
known for,
One Piece Burning Blood.
man, they're just known for those arena type fighting games.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive. I didn't realize that was the name of the company.
Oh yeah,
And Sony going for that type of stuff is really big
and
really,
anime as well.
really chaotic.
Yeah. Where I left. Sony Group Corporation, subsidiary PlayStation manufacturer, Sony Actor Entertainment, already owns a 14.09% stake in FromSoftware, Kadokawa Game Linkage, which operates major media like
Famitsu and
Famitsu.
Dengeki.
Dengeki is also a game publisher.
Oh.
And there was an update, 5 a.m. Nikkei has reported that negotiations are currently in the early stages. Another update, Kadokawa Corporation has published a statement confirming reports that Sony Group Corporation has expressed the intent to acquire Kadokawa Corporation, but a decision has not yet been made. Full statement reads: there are some articles on the acquisition of Kadokawa Corporation hereinafter the company by Sony Group Inc. However, this information is not announced by the company. The company has received an initial letter of intent to acquire the company's shares, but no decision has been made at this time. If there is any facts that should be announced in the future, we will make the announcement in a timely and appropriate manner. And that is all that the article says.
Holy smokes.
So, again, I'm not confident in Sony acquiring them
No, neither am I.
because I just do not have that consumer confidence when it comes to handling IPs properly. Granted, I know that most of these game developers, they will do under the PlayStation brand, but we also want these games to also be available on other platforms as well. We don't want to leave out the Xbox brand or the PC brand, which I think if Sony were to acquire them, they would put these games on a PlayStation and PC only, and that's about it. I still would want them on other platforms as well, so that other people can actually access and play and have fun with these games. And then, of course, whoever owns the game developers, then hey, at least you're making money. At the very least, everyone wins in profits. But Sony wants to acquire them, strengthening their gaming library, their gaming genres and whatnot. Cool, but as I said, I'm just not confident with them as a consumer and as a gamer because they've already shut down studios where they could have brought back some of these games, some of these IPs that gamers would love to see, but they got rid of them. I don't know why, and then they just started to focus on IPs, remasters, remakes, like. This is not what we wanted. This is not what us gamers have asked for. We wanted, more. We expected more from.
We're going the complete opposite route of what we're all expecting.
Yeah.
We're not expecting any new games. We're just seeing remakes consistently.
Yeah.
But with them trying to acquire, I wonder what the negotiations are going to be agreed upon.
Yeah.
That's the real thing we got to find out, which will probably be in like a couple months or so.
Yeah.
Because we don't know how long these negotiations usually will last.
That's true.
They got all the time in the world, but still. If it's FromSoftware, that's definitely serious.
Oh, yeah.
Then you have Spike Chunsoft for possibly more updates or games related to Sparking Zero, more anime.
Yeah, more anime fighters.
It's pure insanity.
And then, of course, I remember reading on Twitter that there are some people that are not too happy with this, not just because of the games aspect, but also the anime aspect as well, because they're not confident with Sony handling certain anime IPs very well. They feel that they may end up changing a couple of things in certain animes. They may end up censoring a couple of things, which people are not too fan of.
Yeah, we just had to see it through first
Yeah.
before it happens.
Like
Then
what
we
are
can start blaming.
yeah, like what are the details going to be? Because if anything, I think we are all okay with how things currently stand right now, where From Software, Kadokawa Corporation is pretty much doing their own thing. They don't need to be acquired. Everybody's happy. Leave it as is.
Ah, well said, Matt King. The public feedback might slow down Taker over talks.
I hope so.
Yeah, definitely. It's always a people's voice that comes like within the range of them about the plan
Hmm.
before it gets engaged. Because I know Sony pays attention to a lot of tweets and such if there's a mass amount of attention.
Yeah, especially if there's like a lot of backlash, then they know that okay, we need to back off from this. Otherwise, if we decide to go forward with this, we're gonna lose a lot of money.
Yeah, they haven't learned their lessons from the latest remakes because it still sells. But when it comes to anime,
Yeah,
one of the biggest pop culture pieces of this time and generation, that's where people are going to have like an outbreak of burst. There's going to be many riots. I wouldn't say like literal riots dramatically, but you know how people just be typing a bunch of shit
yeah,
online.
that and of course they're not going to whatever service that PlayStation is offering their anime IPs. People are gonna just go the route of well, I'm just gonna go to another website that I can watch it for free.
Arg.
Yeah,
I still do that.
yeah.
And you know what? We do encourage it. We want you to save your money over some bullshit.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, I still do that. Or I just parasite off of somebody. That's the real piracy. But yeah, hopefully it's in a good direction. If they do acquire it successfully, we just hope the best and not for it to be another fucked up game series.
Oh yeah.
And I don't want another Elden Ring remake within next year.
No, no, should not happen. I hope not.
Or like a whole trilogy of Dark Souls in one shot.
Oh God, no. Because you can play all of the you can
Triple
play,
HD.
Yeah, like you can play Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 all on the PS4, and if you have a PS5, just use the backwards compatible function. That's it. Like you don't have to go.
But you know, we have not seen. The only thing I want to see more is like a Bloodborne remake or like a remastered.
You know, we've been asking for that.
That might
for
happen.
years.
With that might be a possibility. That's the only
I
good thing.
doubt it.
It could be the only good thing.
I doubt it.
You know what? I doubt it too, but we had to have that hopium. Because it's a nice looking game. I will say that.
I lost hope when PlayStation shut down the studio behind Bloodborne. That's when I lost hope. That's when I was like,
You know what? Fair point.
I don't think it's ever coming back.
If
Like
it
they
does.
had the opportunity to do a remaster of Bloodborne, bring it to the PS5, and then of course also bring it to the PC. They would have made so much money. You would have at least recuperated your losses from that failure of a game called Concord. But no, you didn't want to listen to the fans. Instead, you just like, you know what? F the fans. We're not going to bring back Bloodborne. So if you want to play Bloodborne, buy a PS4 and then buy the game disc and then have at it. At least it's still there digitally on the PlayStation Network. Cool. But that could have been a perfect opportunity to bring the game back on new gen with some new upgrades. And then, of course, you can also have the PC players buy the game at full price. You would have made your money. But
They don't
Sony-
believe in that
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah, they don't. So
They believe in too much money. That's a problem.
yeah.
That's just me joking. But
Anywho,
you ready
going to our next topic, and that is Battlefield 6 is undergoing franchise's biggest playtest ever to prevent another disastrous launch.
Wow, that's a first.
So, for those that remember the launch of Battlefield 2042, yeah, they want to prevent that because that's how they ended up losing a good chunk of their player base. Granted, you had the beta that came out weeks before. And, you know, it had some bugs, some glitches here and there and whatnot. It wasn't the best, but it was somewhat playable. And that also turned off a lot of people be like, yeah, I don't think this game is ready. Like, I think EA is rushing this game. They should really take a couple of more months to delay the game and then bring it back out. Some people were not feeling the specialists. I myself, I wasn't feeling them either. It made no sense. The class structure made no sense. Like, it just did not feel like a Battlefield game. And when the game finally comes out, oh, it was a huge, huge disappointment. The bugs were there, the glitches were there, people just abusing the specialist, big maps. Like, yay, we have 128 players. Cool. That's awesome. But it just felt so empty. Like, I kind of like the 64 player maps of previous Battlefields because at least there was like a good chunk of people that you could get into engagements with. But the fix that 2042 had is, oh, we're going to add AI bots and then they'll be swapped out with real players, from time to time. Like, no, because we didn't have that in previous Battlefield games.
Yeah, we were just lonely in the battlefield.
Yeah.
Anyways, so
So,
within the article, it just begins with Battlefield players have had a reasonably tough time with the franchise these past few years. 2018's Battlefield 5 launch was a disaster, but 2021's Battlefield 2042 was worse, pushing a lot of Battlefield fans away from the franchise.
oh, I remember.
Oh
dude,
my God.
I remember Battlefield 5.
We talked about this in like the early episodes, and I cannot believe how pissed you were.
Bro. Oh my God.
Like, put the camera back on both of us. Like, this was purely the funniest thing. We're like, man,
and I think we did this like before 2042 launched.
yes.
And I'm just like, I hope they get it right with 2042 because Battlefield 5 was such a bad launch. The trailer was just god awful. Like, what?
And that was the last time you did an expensive pre-order like that in a while.
No, yeah, that was. I was like, you know what? I am never pre-ordering.
Like, I don't remember you
Battlefield.
doing anything crazy like a collector's edition in a hot minute.
No. But I was stupid enough to pre-order Battlefield 2042. No, I didn't pre-order it. I bought it day one. I was stupid enough to do that.
Yes.
But Battlefield 5, I remember how bad that was. And one of the, I think he was the lead guy, the head guy. I forgot his name. But he said, hey, if you don't like it, don't buy it. I'm just like, why would you say that? Do not test gamers.
Like, everyone just fucks around and finds out,
Like,
and then they just get the consequence of their own actions. Like, feel
Exactly. And I remember it as true to this day that within 30 days, Battlefield 5 was being sold at half off because
my
they were
Lord.
losing so bad. Oh, my God.
Oh my God. We need to find a compilation of what game developers and publishers and directors say and just stack it. Or like one for each year, because that one was probably one of the worst situations you could put yourself into.
It is, but it does not top. You already know which one it doesn't top. The Xbox.
You're right.
The Xbox One. E3 2013, Anyways, I don't want to get distracted.
All right, so focusing
let's go with the article. Because you already know, I can go on forever.
Oh my
about
God, yeah.
Battlefield. I could go on forever, but
All right, so continuing from within the Battlefield fans away from the franchise. But now, with just a year until the next major installment in the Battlefield universe set to release, EA and DICE have a lot of making up to do.
they do.
They definitely do, 100%.
They do because they did. Granted, 2042 is in a better state now.
No,
But
it was a key word.
But it took a while for them to get to a much better state compared to back then. Granted, yeah, you had Battlefield Portal where you could play some of the older Battlefield maps, have the weapons and things like that to bring back that nostalgia feel and that nostalgia aspect for those who grew up playing Battlefield, as myself included. But it just didn't. It didn't stick because the fact that when it comes to destruction, you're not topping Battlefield Bad Company 2. You are not topping that. And then, of course, you had Battlefield 3, which was beautiful. Well done. Battlefield 4. Yes, that game launched broken. I remember that. And, of course, you also had, like, months of just, like, the game broke. New expansion comes out. Expect some broken shit throughout that time period of time. And then before the new expansion comes out, the game's going to be in a much working state. It's working well. No more
It was a
rubber banding.
cycle.
Yeah, it was a cycle. It was a love-hate relationship. And Battlefield fans like myself, we're still dumping hours and hours into Battlefield because yes, we understand this game's buggy and glitchy as hell, but man, we love the hell out of it. You look at the current Battlefields like now, like 5 and 2042, just like man,
Meh.
it doesn't have that feel. And I think with Battlefield 6, the next Battlefield game, I think they finally learned their lesson. They're like, you know what, we're not gonna screw up ever again, and we're gonna take it back. In the article, as I said, back to its roots approach. 4 classes: assault, support, engineer, recon. That is it. I also do hope they bring back naval warfare because I do love the attack boats. Oh my god, so good. Bring that back. Bring back command.
Man, what's the opposite of PTSD? Because it sounds like you're having a blast right now.
Yes, because myself and many other people who grew up playing Battlefield, like
Respectable.
like we got tired of playing Call of Duty, and Battlefield was just our itch. Like that was for us. This is for people who like the modern military shooter. And here's a big open battlefield where you can just have your fantasies come to life. And then they just decide to be like, yeah, we're not going to give it to you. We're just going to screw it up even more. And when you ask a Battlefield fan what is their favorite Battlefield, it's always going to come back to either Battlefield 2, Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, or even Battlefield 4. It's going to come to one of those four. One of those 4 or 2 or all.
Alrighty. So,
continue.
so for the next paragraph, officially, EA has said all the usual buzzwords you'd come to expect in its financial calls. To promote the next game from innovation to groundbreaking, in an interview with IGN earlier this year, with head honcho Vince Zampella confirmed Insider Gaming's past reports that the franchise was taking a back to its roots approach, with 64 players, all-out destruction, and a modern setting. It all looks promising on paper, yet the scars of the past still burn today with its community, and the fans of the franchise are still apprehensive about the future. Considering the franchise's last 2 blunders, it's understandable, but this time EA and DICE seem to be all in on ensuring it doesn't happen a third time.
Yeah.
A third time, you have to make sure.
Yeah, so that's the reason why, and I think we could be done with the article. So if for those that want to,
pretty much,
read the article, the link's gonna be in the description if you're watching this on YouTube or on Facebook. But
I'm just doing a quick summary of it as well.
But pretty much, they want to do more play testing. They want more people to get their hands on this game and try it out because there is a shooter that's out there currently right now. I think it's still in beta phase. It's not completely done, but it's a game called Delta Force Recon, I think.
Oh, was that on the Game Awards last year?
No.
Or the Summer Games?
No. It's Delta Force. Hawk Ops.
Yeah, I thought that was on a Summer Games Rails.
Yeah, it's Delta Force Hawk Ops, and I've been looking at gameplay of that game, and it is the closest thing to a modern setting Battlefield. It is the closest thing. And granted, even though they're still in the more beta phase, they're testing everything out.
It comes out in 2 weeks.
Well, not the full game.
Oh, the release date is December 5th.
As long as that's Steve been pulled forward to Thursday.
Oh.
So December 5th it's coming out.
December 5th it's coming out.
Okay. And it's free to play.
Oh, I'm definitely going to download it, then.
Well, so with that being said, Battlefield looks like Battlefield got some competition.
I love how you switched so quickly. You turned heel immediately.
Yeah. So
yeah, this was released in the Summer Games. I remember this very briefly.
Mm-hmm.
But with Unreal Engine 4 and 5 involved with this, it's serious business.
Yeah, and I've been digging the gameplay, and granted, I primarily play on console because my PC is not up to date. So I don't have, I got to upgrade my PC, and that's going to cost me, I would say, over $700 to $800. And I need that money for other stuff. So, yeah. But so I'll just stick to console for the time being because it's the more affordable approach, and it's a free to play game. Battlefield, you got some competition on your hands, and I hope your next Battlefield game delivers.
Damn.
I just hope it delivers because I'm like, you know what, this game has that potential.
It does. It
Yeah,
looks hyper realistic.
It has the potential. It could give Battlefield a run for its money, but we just have to see how good that they do it, and then of course community feedback. Like, do the people who develop the game, do they interact with the community? Do they put out surveys, get community feedback on certain things? What needs to be fixed? What needs to be addressed? How can they make the game better? Because if that's the case, then Battlefield doesn't have to worry about Call of Duty. You got to worry about this other game that's pretty much going to end up taking your throne.
Yeah, the developers of this is called Team J, a branch in the TMI studio group that is known for the works of Call of Duty Mobile and Assault Fire. And it was one of the most popular Chinese shooting games on PC for 10 years. But that's impressive. And they're also in the Game Awards too. They were introduced. These are not like brand new people.
Interesting.
This is something not to be slept on.
Okay.
Anyway, so pretty much this article is just summing up that, hey, we're going to be doing a lot of testing, making sure that we actually listen to the player first this time, and that is it. I'll conclude it from there, but long story short, looking forward to seeing how Battlefield 6 has its first introduction before it even becomes an alpha.
Yeah.
Before it's even like a quick little screenshot, I want to see how they're going to react.
Yeah.
Because those gamers are going to be suspicious.
Yeah, we definitely are, and all I'm gonna say is, don't release like a cinematic trailer. Show us gameplay right off the bat, because previous Battlefield games with their trailers, it's usually cinematic, and yeah, sure, fine, but if you really want to start winning that community back, like players like myself, show the gameplay right off the bat. Show us what the gameplay is gonna look like. Like, show some cool shit that you can do in game when you first tease the next Battlefield game. That's all I'm gonna ask.
Done. Alrighty, you ready for the next article?
Yeah, the next article, and we're gonna be on this one for a good while, and this is the Golden Joystick.
Yeah, grab your
Awards.
popcorn, grab your drinks. We're gonna be talking about each of these awards.
Oh yeah, the Golden Joystick Awards 2024, all award winners. So. On November 22nd, the Golden Joystick Awards 2024 took place in London, and there was no shortage of awards to be given out to various winners of this year.
Should we go to the lowest one to the highest, or should we go vice versa?
I'm just gonna start from the top.
Yeah, the ultimate one is the more serious one. It's how you get dramatic.
All right. So, Golden Joystick Awards 2024 winners, for those that are watching the stream. Ultimate Game of the Year, here are the nominations. Animal Well, Astrobot. Balatro, yeah, good. Black Myth Wukong, Call of Duty, Black Ops 6, Dragon Age, The Veilguard, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Helldivers 2, Metaphor, Refantazo, Satisfactory, Silent Hill 2, and Tekken 8.
With Black Myth Wukong winning.
I was happy.
Yeah, that's a good day for gamers. That was a game that's not slept upon, but it was fully aware from the start, even when the beta was released.
Yeah, but I'm looking at all these other games, and I'm just like,
that's impressive.
No, I'm like, why are some of these other games here as the Ultimate Game of the Year? Like, I'm sorry, Dragon Age: The Veilguard should not be there. That's just my opinion.
Dragon Age is too new.
Yeah,
it came out less than a couple weeks ago, or a couple.
And it didn't even sell well, so I don't know why that's there. Call of Duty Black Ops 6, granted, yeah, the single player is a lot better. The multiplayer, subjective. Zombies, subjective.
Astrobot was.
I would
respectable.
Yeah, Astrobot could be there.
You gotta put some name on it.
Balatro, I've never heard of it before.
It's a card game. It's a roguelike. It's a newer one.
Okay. Silent Hill 2, it's a remake. Shouldn't be there.
Tekken 8.
Tekken 8.
I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just like, I wouldn't put Tekken 8 up there in that category. Helldivers 2 definitely deserves to be in that category.
110%. The game got so packed that the servers had to restart each other.
Yeah. So
Oh my goodness, I forgot about that. Then for the Studio of the Year, it goes from 11-Bit Studios, Arrowhead Game Studios, Capcom, Digital Eclipse, Team Asobi, and Visual Concepts, with Team are the ones that made the Astrobot games in the PlayStation Playground.
yeah,
That's definitely respectable. They didn't get what they were looking for the ultimate game, but at least they got like their company recognized.
yeah. I would give that to him. Even though for me, I'm biased. I would kind of want to let it go to Arrowhead Game Studios because, listen, Helldivers 2
Yeah.
completely took.
That's true. It took away a lot of like things immediately. It got so much attention, so much clips, so much content within the first week of release.
First three, I would say.
No, first day of release actually. Everyone got excited over the game.
I wouldn't say first day. I would say at least the first 2 weeks. It was nonstop crazy up until let me see. The game came out in February, and then the numbers didn't start going down to like late March. So during that time period, everybody was on Helldivers 2. That was the game to play, and you and I, we remember
Yeah, we
when
had
the game
those.
first came out
We had those group sessions where we were waiting like 20 minutes, 30 minutes for all of us to join,
because the servers were so
and
full.
we were in character. I wasn't really in character, but it was just super fucking funny.
Bro, that's a moment you had to be there for.
So then the next one is PC Game of the Years.
All right.
Gear. Wow. Animal Well, Balatro, Frostpunk, Satisfactory, Tactical Breach Wizards, and UFO 50. Satisfactory is the one I actually know. It's an open world factory like simulator.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people have hyperfixation on those like type of buildings like that you want to make and shit. I don't know. It's either just like you're really bored. Some people say autism nowadays, or some people like have some kind of motivation that they want to get themselves stacked into just to build a big ass factory with a bunch of bullshit. I don't know what it's for. I don't know what kind of stuff you're making. I could be wrong. You guys can call me out later. That's okay.
That is interesting.
I know. Satisfactory. I like the name of it. Then you got Console Game of the Year.
This is gonna be a good one.
Yeah, you want to announce them?
Yeah. So your nominees are Astrobot, Dragon's Dogma 2, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Helldivers 2, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, and The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. Helldivers 2 wins Console Game of the Year.
Hell yeah.
Yes, it deserved it.
It did. The amount of content made throughout the history of that game, and the fact that they were open. Yeah, what's Joel doing this time?
That is a game that just took gaming.
That
Like-
made people think.
Yeah.
Like,
Because it was that one game. It's that one game where you could literally act out as if you're in a movie.
yeah. Also, the fact I've seen some people customize their like stream decks into making it like the actual like pads to summon stuff,
Yeah,
or just have like quick keys.
yeah.
They literally made like cheats for this game without cheating. I found that incredibly hilarious.
And the fact that it's crossplay with PS5 and PC, bro.
Yes.
You can play with your PC.
I want
buddies.
to. I low key want to start playing that game again,
Same.
just to kill time.
Yeah, same. Because
We need a Hell Dive sesh later.
yeah, I think I'm gonna jump back into Helldivers 2 in December.
Yeah, I still have to go into Persona, but that's not important right now. But the most wanted game.
Oh yeah.
So it goes from Atomfall, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Sid Meier's Civilization, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Deadlock, Death Stranding 2, Doom: The Dark Ages, which is something I want, Exodus, Fable. They have another Fable coming out?
Mm-hmm.
Stupid. Ghost of Yotei, I've heard. Oh yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah.
Then Grand Theft Auto 6,
Oh yeah.
Hollow Knight, Silksong, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Kingdom Come, Light No Fire, Mafia, Monster Hunter Wilds. Skate has been out for been wanting to be made for years. Slay the Spire 2, then South of Midnight. Yeah, GTA 6.
That's a given.
Unfortunately, it is.
That's a given because that is pretty much game industry changer right there. Like Grand Theft Auto's in its league of its own now,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
and it literally can. I honestly think that however much this game's going to cost, I think a lot of game developers and publishers, not game developers, but game publishers are going to try to mirror that. But
Mm-hmm.
I would not do that due to the fact that Grand Theft Auto is in its own
It's its
league.
own open world bracket
Yeah.
where it's not sandbox, but it's something that a lot of people do.
Compared to other games that that tries to emulate Grand Theft Auto, Saints Row, R.I.P. But it just is like it doesn't have that factor because you have GTA and the history of GTA that carries with it, and then it's just like, how much are you going to put into this game? What are we going to see in this game? And of course, how big is this game going to be? Especially the fact that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to emulate Miami again.
Miami, Palm Beach.
it's for those that are not Floridians. GTA 6 is going to be emulated off of
Florida.
no, not just all of Florida, but just Miami, Florida.
Yeah. They really are poking a lot of jabs. Like the trailer showed so many references.
Bro, it's just like, oh my god, this is literally Miami.
This is literally Miami. The one place everyone wants to go to, but not any other Floridians. If you're like a Floridian in the chat, oh, it's going to set a new pricing.
Yeah.
100%. I do not want to know how much it costs when it comes out. I'm not even going to touch it.
Yeah, because of how big it's going to be.
Yeah, those servers are going to get fried.
And then, of course, there's the online.
Oh, no.
I know.
The amount of creative Spanish slurs we're going to hear.
Because GTA 5 online made Rockstar over $1 billion.
Oh, yeah.
Out of
And
mi-
they didn't have to
due
do
to
anything.
microtransactions.
They didn't have to do anything. They're just like, hey, look at a new car. Buy. A lot of people are very simple-minded.
Yeah, and there's a whole online community in GTA.
Oh, my God.
The role-playing community.
Yes. It is the funniest things because I see the people that ruin the role-playing community. Those are the type of people I love.
Yeah. But in this category of most wanted, of course, GTA 6 is definitely at my list, is at the top of my list. Doom, the Dark Ages,
My
yes.
list. I'm pissed that Gears of War wasn't on here.
Right.
E-Day. E-Day is one of my favorite games. This is where I pull an AJ. I'm just like, fuck you guys.
Where's Gears of War E-Day?
I, teared up when I got sent this. Anyways.
Monster Hunter Wilds, of course, that's going to be my day.
I'm surprised they're making another Mafia game.
Yeah.
It's been, over 10 years to 15?
I would say over 10 because I think the last one came out on PS4, Xbox One.
Yeah, because it was St. Louis themed. Or I think it was Mardi Gras, whatever it is. Wow, I'm going to get culture canceled again. But so, for the next one, best storytelling. 1000, Resistance, Emio, The Smiling Man, Famicom Detective Club, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, and Tactical Breach. I'm not familiar with these games, actually, except for Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
Because Square Enix only makes money off of Final Fantasy.
No, just Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, no.
That's their big cash cow, but...
No, actually, it's Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I've seen the type of nerds that exist off of there and how much money they spend. It's fucked up, but Final Fantasy in general, that's how Square Enix made its money.
Yeah.
I respect it, though. Game is game. Then, best visual design. Astrobot, Black Myth, Wukong, Harold Halibut, Metaphor, Fantasio, Senua's Saga, Warhammer, with the winner being Black Myth.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, these are really good designs. Astrobot has a nice 3D design. It's crisp, it's clean. Metaphor was the latest one. They've had really great trailers. Yes, New Orleans Mafia 3. Thank you, Jake. Then you had Senua, which is a very good storytelling game.
Mm-hmm.
Then Warhammer.
Which, a game that I've played heavy and still play heavy to this day. And visuals, oh, God, it is so good. The detail... If you're a Warhammer fan, you're going to love the hell out of this game, especially those that like to paint miniatures. The amount of detail...
The amount of coloring you can do is what it looks like.
Yeah, is to the T. It is on point. There are literally YouTube videos of people just inspecting ships, other space marines, and just look at them head to toe. The dead Tyranids. just like inspecting them, like, you know what, they got this right, they got that right, this looks good.
Are they doing drip checks is what that tells me?
Yes.
That is sad and awesome at the same time.
But the one thing that we are criticizing on Warhammer Space Marine 2 is the Terminators on the Thousand Suns, the Traitor Legion. They're supposed to be a little bit bigger. Make the Terminators bigger, not, an actual Space Marine size.
Okay.
I'd have to show you a picture
Okay, good.
to show you the size comparison. Like, Terminators are supposed to be a little bit bigger than the actual Space
Like a
Marine.
hulkier.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then the next one will be the best multiplayer games.
I'll read this one. You got Aviotic Factor, EA Sports College Football 25. You got Helldivers 2. You have Sons of the Force, Tekken 8, and the finals. And, of course, best multiplayer game, Helldivers 2 takes the W. I am glad that the finals did get mentioned.
Yes, it's a very brief time. It's also a free shooter.
Yeah, and it came out very early this year. I played it. I had a lot of fun. It's still a fun game. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
It's a fun, unique, free to play first person shooter, and you'll have fun with it. So if you're looking for a new interesting first person shooter to play,
I do need
where
a
it's
shooter.
team based, check out the finals. I would also say X Define as well if you want something a little more Call of Duty based, but it has classes and things like that, like specialist class. Then you can check out X Define. Both games are free to play, but I am happy to see that the finals did get mentioned. That not get mentioned, but get nominated in this category. But of course, we already know Helldivers 2 taking the W. I'm happy with that.
I know, that's like a good 2 for 2. And the best audio design going to Astrobot, Balatro, Rover Beat, Senua's Saga, Star Wars Outlaws, and Still Walks to Deep. Actually, I have not listened to these audios.
Nah, neither have I.
Senua, I know, is very authentic with how it is.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars Outlaws, I feel like it's just biased. EA had to throw something in there at Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Best game expansions: Alan Wake 2 expansion pass, Destiny 2 the final shape, Diablo the Vessel of Hatred, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, God of War Ragnarok, Valhalla, then World of Warcraft the War Within, with Shadow of the Erdtree winning.
Yes.
It's biased. I feel like it's extremely biased with Elden Ring.
I will disagree with you on that because the fact that DLC had people shook. That DLC had people pissed.
Oh, I know. That's why I say it's very biased towards that, because of how difficult the game was to get into the game before you got serious.
Yeah, because you had to beat a certain boss to get into the world to get into the Shadow World. And then once you're in the Shadow World, you're thinking, okay, I'm kind of buff. I'm kind of, OP now I'm in this world. And then you get humbled real quick.
And it's like, no, the fuck you're not.
Exactly. Like, once you get like a few hits off of something, it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on here?
Yeah.
Why is this minor enemy hitting me so hard? Like, why am I losing chunks of health? Like, 75% of my health is gone. Like, what the hell?
Like, there goes your defense and everything.
And then I ended up learning that you have to go pick up you have to collect these fragments that helps you adjust your level into when you're in the Shadow World. But the process, it was a bitch.
Because you're still gonna have to do the same thing.
The bosses, my God, bro, the bosses were a pain in the ass. I remember, I think it was the last boss when I had to fight Prime Consort Radon. I lost to him so much. I said, you know what, fuck it, I'm summoning someone. I'm not dealing with this shit. I want to be done with this. I am tired. Certain bosses, of course, I soloed or I used the mimic summon and whatnot. Like my little shadow clone, like, I need you to tank the hits while I hit him from behind. Some people say, oh, well, you use your mimic. Listen, the man himself, Miyazaki, uses summons and his mimic tier. He's the one that directed the game.
I don't want to hear that. It's
exactly. I don't want to
like,
hear that shit.
Yeah, because I know God of War Ragnarok had a good performance of Valhalla.
Yeah.
But definitely Shadow of the Erdtree takes it by the cake.
Yeah, because as I said before, that game had people tilted. That game pissed people off. But man, it was so good when you finally defeated them. It was just like,
This is the first time I see World of Warcraft mentioned. Like they finally threw a Blizzard game after like the past 5 or 6 ones we've gone through.
I know.
But World of Warcraft has been going on for years, and I do respect it.
Hmm.
Best indie game self-published: Arctic Eggs, A Never Crab's Treasure, Crow Country, Duck Detective, I Am Your Beast, Litty Kitty Big City, Riven, Tactical Breach Wizards, Tiny Glade UFO 50. A Never Crab's Treasure is pretty much the Elden Ring, but for kids.
Ah.
Like you're surviving on a crab shell, and you can parry. That's the best way I can sum it up.
I'm surprised. What's that one game? I think you mentioned it earlier this year. Lethal Company. I'm surprised that didn't get nominated
You know, I'm surprised as well.
as an indie game because of how crazy that game blew up.
It was very like I've been traumatized multiple times, and even with mods.
Right.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Then you go to best indie games: Animal Well, Arco, Balatro, Beyond Galaxy Land, Conscript, Indica, Lorelei. Thank goodness you're here. The Plucky Squire and Ultros, with Balatro being the winner. I gotta check this game out.
Yeah.
Like I'm searching it real quick while we're chit chatting.
Another indie game I'm not seeing that's not nominated. People, chat. Where the fuck is Pal World?
Wait, Power Roll came out this year, right?
Yes.
What the fuck is it?
Why isn't Pal World mentioned or nominated for anything? Is it because Nintendo? I'm just saying. This is this some kind of. I'm not saying this is a conspiracy, but think about it. We saw earlier this year how big that game blew up. Huge.
Yeah, that is nutty.
And no nominations? Power gets no recognition? Something's fishy with that.
Something is.
Something is real fishy with that. That Power World gets no nominations in the Golden Joystick Awards.
Oh, okay. So I'm understanding Balatro. Nintendo has some litigation.
Yo, dead ass. Yo, Jacob, yes.
They-
Nintendo. Well, yeah, Nintendo.
I'm sure
we
we'll
got
see it
them.
here. Okay. So I'm not going to spoil it, but we do see it. One of these games mentioned. But then it goes to best soundtrack: Highland Song, Astrobot, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Haunty, Silent Hill 2, then Shin Megami Tensei Vengeance. With Final Fantasy VII, I'm not surprised. Final Fantasy, they do have some bangers.
Yeah.
Then best early access game, Enshrouded.
Okay, there we go.
That's where I'm like, there we go. We found both games we were talking about. Enshrouded, Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, Hades 2, Manor Lords, Lethal Company, and Power World, with Lethal Company winning.
Thank you. Hey, at least there's some recognition on some early access on some games that finally got that on some games that got mentioned.
I like how we talk about it. We didn't even zoom down on the way.
Yeah. Hey, listen, this is the first time we're going through this list, and I'm just like, wait, we're going through this list, and I don't see none of these games being mentioned. What the hell is up? But hey, at least best early game access. At least Power World did get nominated. I'm happy for them, even though Nintendo is doing some fuck shit, but it's expected to be Nintendo. And Power World, guess what? They're still gonna do their thing because guess what?
Yeah, there's no
Power World is
stopping
now available on the PlayStation 5.
Oh my goodness. Then the next one is best gaming hardware.
Mm-hmm.
With Asus ROG, the Backbone, LG Ultra Gear, NVIDIA G4 RTX 4070 Super, Turtle Beach Stealth Ultra, then the Steam Deck being the winner. I feel like that had to be biased. I mean, ROG is a competitive device for it. I'm not sure the Zephyrus is the same thing as the Ally. It's weird because these are very weird settings.
I'll say this: with the Asus ROG, of course the specs are better.
Oh, this is the laptop. Okay.
It's a laptop.
Yeah, this is the Zephyrus.
Nope,
not the Ally.
Okay.
This is the Asus ROG Zephyrus G14. This is a laptop.
Oh, okay.
And the price of it is on Newegg, it's $1,300 or $929 on Amazon. I'm trying to look at the specs so I can at least understand.
Because I'm thinking,
It's not the Ally.
Okay. All right.
It's
Because,
not an ally.
because I know there are some newer handhelds that are out there that are trying to compete against the Steam Deck OLED, but
Yeah, this is straight up a gaming laptop with
uh,
120 hertz refresh rate.
of course, like a laptop is gonna perform better than a Steam Deck, but as for portability and gaming on the go, I think the Steam Deck and of course the software, how responsive and how it just works, everyone prefers the Steam Deck over the other competitors. Even though the other competitors have much better specs than the Steam Deck, a lot of people who own both or use both will always say the Steam Deck is the better way to go because the
Yeah,
software.
these combinations are very awkward because the backbone is the controller for your phone. Then you have the LG Ultra Gear, which is pretty much a monitor. Then you have the NVIDIA G4 RTX 4070.
GPU.
Yes. And then you have the Turtle Beach Stealth Ultra, which are headphones, and then a Steam Deck. Like, I feel like these choices were very narrow. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, let's go with the most versatile device out of all these things besides the Rogue
Yeah.
and go with it. That just felt so awkward. Wow. I mean, like, that was like the most landslide-ish thing I've seen. But I do respect it, though. Game is game.
Yeah.
Then you have the best game. I'm just going to start saying the winner so we can at least go to the next one.
Yeah.
Then the best game trailer with Helldivers 2 as the winner. Yeah, that was a fucking cool trailer.
Yeah.
Like, that even that put some patriotism in me
Yeah.
for a game that really, we really are the villains, but in the funniest way, but for democracy.
Yes.
Then best game adaptation was Fallout.
Yeah, a lot of people saying good things about Fallout. It's
Why the fuck is Borderlands on here?
who the
Yeah.
bro? Who nominated Borderlands? I'm sorry, that movie was ass.
Yeah.
Garbage.
I couldn't even look at the trailer, but Like a Dragon, Yakuza, I do respect that. Knuckles is a better choice. Halo season. Oh my god, there's another season of Halo.
Yeah, it was also ass as well.
Tomb Raider: The Legend of Lara Croft.
I ain't even watched that.
Best lead performer: Cody Christian as Klaus Strife. Then the rest of these, I'm looking at the voice actors, see if I know anybody, and I am clueless.
Yeah, same.
Best supporting performer: Brianna White as Erica. Final Fantasy. Still play award mobile Honkai Star Rail for you horny motherfuckers. But they still have Roblox, so at least the kids have an option to vote. Or the weird adults.
The mobile award, still play award.
I'm not surprised that it's Honkai.
I'm not surprised either, but y'all do know there's like other gacha games out there.
Say it with your chest, Silver.
Goddess of Victory, Nikke. I'm just saying. Show some love.
They didn't want to go to too horny route.
Like like this entire year it made what, almost $500 million? Almost $500 million. Come on now.
They don't want the waifu smoke.
And it's still growing in popularity, but I guess because there's a lot of fan service, fine, whatever. Moving on.
I fucking love you, bro. Marvel's not being on here still for a 2-year-old game is impressive, and you have Subway Surfer that's been out for over 15 years.
I don't know why.
I blame TikTok for that one. Then you have Still Playing Award, console and PC. Minecraft.
That's a given.
Dreamer's Choice Award is Chained Together. Breakthrough Award is Balatro, and Critics' Choice Award is Helldivers 2. That is a conclusion of the Golden Joystick Awards.
Yep.
And now we got the real one, the real spiciness. This is the level 4 spicy.
Yep.
The Game Award nominees. You ready?
Chat.
Wait, we can start voting while we're here?
Yeah, you like I've already voted already.
I haven't voted.
But they're also having like a round. I think I did my round 1 already, so I'll probably do my round 2 when that comes open, and then of course my round 3. But I've already did my round 1, and I do not.
I'm voting.
Let's get into the nominees because I am gonna have a bitch fest, and I'm not the only one. AJ too. So we're gonna go to the Game Awards. We're going to look at the 2024 nominees. We're going to look at Game of the Year. These are the nominees for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
And
are you doing the view all categories or view?
No, I'm gonna talk about him.
Got it.
Like, okay,
Oh my.
Astrobot being there, I'm fine with that. Bellatro,
I'm about to play this game to understand.
yeah, I've never heard of it, but whatever. Black Myth Wukong should be Game of the Year, yes. Elden Ring Shadow of the Air Tree. Why in the
It's a
why,
DLC.
why is a DLC nominated for Game of the Year?
That's nuts.
It should be in its own separate category.
It should be.
And what's worse is that on Twitter, Jeff Keighley put out like a post, like a FAQ on why the decision that they made to put Elden Ring as Game of the Year. I'm like, no. And lots of people flamed him in the comments, like
This doesn't make sense.
yeah, it doesn't. It don't make sense because the fact that it's DLC of a game that's already existed since 2022. It's already won Game of the Year back in 2022. Leave that spot open for another game.
Like, leave it for an actual game that's developing.
Not just developing, but if for Game of the Year, it should be games that came out this year only. Not DLC, not expansions, just a full game that came out this year. Fair. That is fair.
On positive note, Metaphor ReFantasio is having good recognition, and it's an Atlas game that isn't Persona.
Yeah.
And Sega.
And I've played the demo of it too. Which is available on the PSN. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get this game. This game's going to be on my radar to pick up. But, yeah, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Air Tree should not belong there. It should be Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade should have been up there because that was also a good game. And speaking of Stellar Blade, Golden Joystick Awards, I have not seen Stellar Blade be mentioned in none of the categories. What's going on here? What is really going on here? Why Stellar Blade is not getting no mention, no nominations? I think we know why.
You know, I'm just going to vote on the side.
Is it because the character is attractive? Yes. So what? Nominate the fucking game. Anyway. Game of the Year. I wanted to go to Black Myth Wukong. It definitely deserves it. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It's if you already know the story of Final Fantasy, then yeah, it's like cool. It's just a remaster, a remake. Cool, whatever. But moving on to the next category. Best game direction.
It's the same ones.
It's the same shit. The fuck?
Yeah, I voted Black Myth Wukong.
Black Myth Wukong should have went.
I'm telling you my votes as I go so I can be hated in my own.
Just get rid of Elden Ring. Like, again, another wasted slot that could have went to either Stellar Blade, could have went to Helldivers, could have went to Warhammer Space Marine 2.
Yeah.
But we're going to give it to a DLC.
Yeah.
Wasted slot.
High key.
Best narrative.
You know, it's not most of the same, but it's just a couple of them. I'm teasing. I mean, Silent Hill 2, if you don't know the story, you now know it.
Yeah, I don't think Silent Hill 2 belongs there because that's a game that existed since the
Senua
PlayStation.
Saga was more of a creative route with its narratives. Because I've seen gameplay of the first one and then how they introduced it with the Game Awards last year.
Again, they could have just
Yeah,
this open space right here because y'all could have had like a sixth game. Could have been Black Myth Wukong, could have been Stellar Blade, Helldivers, or Warhammer Space Marine 2, but they chose not to put any best narratives. Well, you know what? Let me take that back. Helldivers 2 shouldn't be in best narrative. Fair enough. As the title says, for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game, Black Myth Wukong does a really good job of that. Stellar Blade does a really good job of that as well. So it should go to either one of those games, but it's not in that category.
Nay.
Best art direction.
It's the same shit.
Well, you have Neva.
Never heard of it. I'm sorry. That was
I
rude.
do like the art direction of Metaphor.
Yeah, I like that anime style. I will say that.
So I can give that to Metaphor. But of course, I'm gonna be biased. Black Myth Wukong. I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know why Elden Ring is there again, but obviously there's some bullshit going on. Best score in music. Yay! Stellar Blade. Vote Stellar Blade.
Does it have good music or is this a good
Yes.
physics? I mean music.
Yes. The music's actually really good
Okay.
because the people who made Stellar Blade is the same people that made Nikke. So you already know the music's gonna be good.
Okay.
I haven't heard nothing from like music wise from Metaphor.
No, I
Again, I have
haven't.
to play the game to check for myself. Astrobot, not interested in it, but eh. But I'm definitely gonna give it to Stellar Blade. Best audio design.
That's tough.
Because I remember a couple of episodes we did talk about how Call of Duty Black Ops 6 has like their own custom audio features that you can pay an extra $20 for.
If you look at the next one that shows, or innovation and accessibility, it's the same thing. Or I'm sorry, the next couple ones, because I started voting as I was going.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where it makes more sense for Call of Duty to vote for this one.
Best performance.
I'm like voting as I'm going. Games for impact.
Innovation for accessibility.
So for Prince of Persia, it's the accessibility of not playing the game. I'm gonna be disrespectful on that one.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Fuck you, Ubisoft.
Literally.
That's my. It's our like weekly time to say that.
Literally. Games for impact.
So I haven't heard of these games. I know Life is Strange. I do know about that.
Yeah, I've heard of that as well. Yeah.
Like that game is insane. Like this will leave you like whatever choice you make may be the wrong choice with this type of game. Long story short.
Interesting.
Best ongoing. Holy shit. It's the same few games we know about. That's a tough. This is tough, but
I will give it to Final. I think it's gonna go to Final Fantasy 14. If
It's
not,
been-
I want it to go to Helldivers 2.
it's gonna go to Final Fantasy 14.
Did Sony pay off the judges for Astrobot? I guess I'm saying.
Yeah, Sony had to just like throw a few bucks in.
Oh yeah.
I'm voting Helldivers. Okay, so this is the fun one.
Best community support.
So these all have great community support except No Man's Sky.
Well,
Nowadays.
nowadays it does.
Back then it had nothing.
Yeah.
Helldivers had a good amount of people. Fortnite will always have its good base and extremely awkward community.
This one's a tough one.
Final Fantasy 14 most likely because it is still ongoing.
But it could get swept by Baldur's Gate 3.
I think Baldur's Gate 3 because they now allow modding in the game. Like that's one of the games that allow mods. Same thing with Final Fantasy as well, which is a little bit awkward. But Baldur's Gate definitely is like, hey, we know you guys are modding, let's help.
I would say the least likely is Fortnite, and then
No Man's Sky is like
No Man's Sky. I think Helldivers would be in third, and it's going to be a toss-up tie between Baldur's Gate 3 and Final Fantasy 14.
okay.
Best independent game. Again, Ballatro.
Yeah, Balatro I want to play now. It's like $15 on Steam. I might give it a shot. If always you want to donate to a boy right now. But Venonet's debut indie game, it looks like it's to be Manor Lords or Balatro. Manor Lords I have heard of very briefly. It's like a very it's a fun horse racing. It's like a night simulator.
Mm-hmm.
I could be incorrect. It's not like a sim, but it's more like a racing game. Best mobile game. Oh my
Wuthering Waves, Endless Zone Zero.
So I say Pokemon TCG, Wuthering Waves, and Zenless Zero. Those are the three I believe.
Yeah,
I'm leaning.
because the Pokemon game, I think that's what new.
It just came out like less than a month ago. You know how much money that's going into? Like people are buying packs nonchalantly, ripping it. They're buying packs that are for the mobile game, and I found it hilarious. Then you have Wuthering Waves, who's the competitor quotation marks for the Hoyoverse. And then you have ZZZ, which is its own different thing from
Yeah,
Hoyoverse.
it came out.
I think Zenless Zero most likely will win.
Yeah.
Because
If not that, it's gonna go to Pokemon.
because your account's connected to PlayStation, PC, etc., and there's a lot of horny people.
Yes.
Horniness is the reason why most people win, unfortunately. Best VR and AR. You know, I haven't heard many about VR. We don't really talk about many VR players, do we?
No.
Because I'm leaning towards Asgard Wrath 2 because I've seen trailer for this, or the Batman Arkham Shadow where you play as VR Batman.
That's got to be interesting.
I'm leaning towards this one. I'm voting it anyways. I like how I'm just talking chat how I vote. Best action game. This is where it gets tough.
Woo!
This is where you like got to sit down, process what you were about to say.
Yeah, I looked at this list and I was like, oof. This one, oof.
Because Black Myth most likely is the best action game, to be specific. They're all action.
Yeah.
Different types of action.
Yeah. I would Call of Duty Black Ops 6, remove that.
Agreed.
Remove that. Now you got
Oh, I'm thinking of the wrong game. Thank you, Gavin. I got mixed up for another night game. I'm glad I voted right anyways.
Black Myth Wukong, great action game. Stellar Blade, really good. Ooh, this is tough.
Then Warhammer.
Warhammer Space Marine. It's like, man, who do I want? Honestly, here's the thing. I do want Stellar Blade to win something. I do want Warhammer Space Marine to win.
I think it's Black Myth by a landslide.
Same.
Because when's the last time you've seen a really good Kung Fu movie?
Years.
I feel like I just pointed out the obvious of what will make people tick. Best action and adventure.
Astrobot.
Astrobot. Echoes of Wisdom was introduced very briefly. I haven't seen much gameplay of it.
Same.
I saw like the early demos and trailers. And the memes. Best RPG.
I'm kind of salty that Grand Blue Fantasy Relink is not up.
It is very niche.
Yeah.
It is a niche community, and we all know this. Even the fighting game is niche.
Yeah.
No offense. But
I know it's not going to go to Dragon Dogma 2.
I think it's going to go to Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy or Meta 4.
Yeah.
'Cause I wish Like a Dragon had a shot.
Best fighting game.
Shit. So, between out of these 5 games, I say only 2 of them will be between Tekken or Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
Because Grand Blue, like I said, it is a niche fighting game.
it is.
People are going to be like, what the fuck is this weeb game? And why is there a lolly? I mean, like, I'm voting for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, sadly.
I voted for Tekken 8.
I lied. Tekken 8's much better.
But because of how large the Dragon Ball fandom is,
I want to see it compete. This is one we got to put money bets on.
it's going to go to Dragon Ball Sparking Zero.
I'd have to grab to play Astrobot. So, best family games.
Best family.
So, I would say Super Mario Party Jamboree. Astrobot isn't really independent. It's more of a single player.
Yeah.
Same thing with Showtime Princess Peach.
I'm going to go with Super Mario Jamboree.
It makes sense. And the Plucky Squire is another multiplayer game, but I think Super Mario Party Jamboree is.
Yeah, anything Mario Party, that's the best.
It's
Mario Parties are always like the king family game. King. Like you're never topping that.
Okay.
Best sim /
Yeah.
strategy.
I'm glad Mad King corrected me on the City Builder RTS for this for Manor Lords. I don't know what game I was thinking about, but it's hard to tell which one. I'm leaning towards Manor Lords, probably from like what people know so far, what's been posted online, or Age of Mythology, because this is from Xbox.
I got nothing on this.
I'm blind voting this one. I'm blind voting.
Best sports / racing.
Fuck, I don't know. WWE. I'm teasing. It's ever 2K. Most likely 2K is gonna win. Either 2K,
Or
F1, or WWE.
Yeah.
because I love how they considered WWE a sport, which is still the funniest debate. They must have had nothing. FIFA, shockingly.
FIFA sells. People don't understand that. Like
Yeah,
FIFA sells.
like there's gotcha games, and then there's Latino gotcha games, which is FIFA.
Yes.
Yes, I'm calling out my ethnicity. What else is new? But
Yes. Multiplayer. Helldivers 2.
Helldivers 2.
Even though I wanted to go to the Warhammer Space Marine 2, Helldivers 2. What that game did this year,
It put
it
impacted.
Call of Duty. I'm sorry, Call of Duty Black
You
Ops
cannot
is-
replicate that. You know what people do in Call of Duty 6 now for like memes and stuff? They just do like the sneak attack or like the behind, like the
hold you hostage.
yes. That's
Yeah, I
all
know.
the memes I see. I'm like, can you get better personality?
That's the new thing, though.
Okay, so the next one is the best adaptation.
Fallout.
I want to say Arcane actually.
Oh yeah, Arcane.
Arcane, I'm opposite. The animation's crisp. They've actually built story, lore, depending on for those League of Legend players.
I have to get into that.
Don't play League, just watch the show like a normal person. There's that Prime 4. I forgot about that.
Most
So
anticipated.
it's obviously going to be GTA 6.
Yeah.
I want to vote opposite just so at least I feel like I contributed to another.
For me, I voted for Metroid Prime 4 because I've been waiting for another Metroid Prime.
I voted for Monster Hunter Wild.
That's fair.
So game creator. This is a very extreme, diverse group of individuals.
I don't know none of these people.
So, honestly, I know Queso because I've watched the TikToks, and it's just a wholesome dude who gets insulted for his weight. Long story short, like he will say these comments out loud. He's like, "I'm not that fat." It's like, yeah, I just checked your weight. It looks like it circles around the planet. Like, there's a lot of fat jokes on his stream that people comment and donate.
I think I've seen some of his clips before when I'd be scrolling on IG.
Yeah, literally, this guy is very wholesome. I'm voting for him. Like, I'm being biased extremely, but because the fact he's not egotistic like most of these streamers we see nowadays.
Right.
He seems very genuine. He's like, yeah, I literally quit my job and became a full-time streamer because you guys made me. I'm like, damn, that's a goal for us one day. Yeah, please don't give us money. Best esports game. It's sadly going to be League of Legends.
Oh yeah.
Either League of Legends, CS2, or Valorant. Or most likely League of Legends or Valorant.
Yeah. One of those two.
I'm just saying League just to get it over with so it looks like I'm a smart voter. Esports athlete.
I don't know none of these people.
I mean, Faker's the biggest one for League. And I think Chovy is for Valorant. I could be incorrect. I'm horrible with these names. I just know Faker because of the $500 skin that Riot tried to sell based off of him, and he doesn't even have it.
You know who they should have added to this category? Punk.
I agree. 10,000% I agree.
They should have added Punk.
Punk or any other, like, FGC competitor.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's like best esports team. Like, this is a shit not many of us will care about.
Yeah.
I'm just guessing Team Liquid. That's it.
Okay, and player's choice. Round 1 opens in December 2nd. Round 2 opens in December 5th. And round 3 opens in December 9th.
Yes, Faker.
So for those that do want to vote for the Game Awards, let me go ahead. Let me see. Shit. Matter of fact, I'm going to try to add it into the chat.
Yeah, it's a GameAwards.com. When is December 2nd? I'm looking at my calendar, so if we have another time for the episode. Okay, so December 5th.
Where in the hell is my chat?
They're here.
No, not here, but it's just like...
Oh. I forgot to vote for the game of the year. That's funny. Black Myth Wukong, baby. There we go. I now contributed 30 fucking votes.
I want Black Myth Wukong to win.
And I'm downloading my vote card for insurance in case I forget.
Just to I want Black Myth Wukong to win just to send a giant fuck you to the mainstream games media that downvoted this game, said that, oh, this game isn't that good because it doesn't have diversity or inclusion and whatnot. And I'm just like, the game is based off of Chinese folklore.
Yeah, you don't get that much often.
Yeah,
You don't get anything within the archetype of often of like.
yeah. And this is the first of its kind. And this is also a first for a lot of people who've never heard or knew anything about Sun Wukong. And now all of a sudden you have these mainstream game journalists shitting on this game down like, bro, I gotta show y'all the shit that I've saved on my Twitter. Like, it's nuts. I'm just like, y'all can't appreciate a good game that just came out that literally just took by storm. And don't get me started with Stellar Blade. Oof. Hold on, let me blow this up. So y'all look at this. Y'all look at this. IGN, Game Rant, Polygon, PC Gamer, they all shitted on Black Myth Wukong. All shitted on this game. The game made $1 billion in sales, sold over 1 million within the first week, had lots of people playing the game, and just saying people who played the game loved it, enjoyed it. They got to learn about Wukong, the people within the universe, to the point where, hey, I want to learn more about this game, about this character outside of the game. Like, now I'm interested in learning about the journey to the west. Like, how did Wukong become so powerful? And of course, people also found out and realized that he is the original. Like, before we had Son Goku, it was Son Wukong.
Yes.
Goku is based off of Son Wukong.
It's like before Jesus became Jesus.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But the announcements or the official live of the Game Awards going to be December 12th at 7:30. I say we do a live reaction.
And look at this, y'all. Let me show y'all this. Look at this. The Game Awards nominates lowest ever rated title for Game of the Year in Black Myth Wukong. Like, these guys just shit on the game.
Oh, that's going to make more people vote.
Exactly. Vice, Puberty, of course, Reddit. I mean, take it for what it is. Gadget, Kotaku, fuck them. Game Reactor, Comic Book, Polygon, The Gamer.
They're
Game
literally.
Rant.
I feel like they're very relevant gaming sources that are slowly dying.
Yeah, this is the mainstream gaming media, to where if your game does not fit our status quo, then we're gonna completely shit on it. But
Oh, yes,
what
basic
gamers
shooter.
have learned over the years is that if game journalists don't like this game, we're gonna love it.
Yes.
Because these are the same game journalist media that also shitted on Stellar Blade when it came out.
They also shat on Doom Eternal. I still can't forget someone could not beat the game on the easiest mode.
Yeah, I remember that too.
That is the saddest thing I've ever witnessed in my poor life. Then there's some people who can't even beat the first boss of Elden Ring and they just sold their game back. Those are the same type of people that don't know how to play or think outside the box. They're like, I'm just trying to finish this review. This game should be easy as fuck, like the last Dark Souls.
And here's a game journalist, Melissa Mercante.
Go on.
They want their women to be virtual, silent, overly sexualized dolls in the video games that they can jerk off to without having to wash their ass or clip their nails or even show a single attractive quality.
Jesus.
And this is coming from a games journalist that shitted on Stellar Blade. But
We're
this is
actually
the-
having a real Korean modeled
yeah.
motion captured.
But look at this. Hades 2 is the kind of hot we need right now. Hades 2 proves that characters can be both diverse and hot. Hades addresses the hypocrisy.
Yes, because Hades 2 is one of those horny games as well. It is a roguelike game, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But they just dramatize some of the gods a little bit awkwardly, and that's what makes people, like, their bisexuality kick in and such. Wow, I sound like Alex Jones, low-key. But the fact that's the honest truth. Like they make these characters really good looking, and people go wild, and it's a roguelike game. But if it's an actual action game like Stellar Blade, focusing on one character,
Yeah.
everyone's gonna say something else.
Yeah. Because you look at Stellar Blade, and for those who have played games like Stellar Blade, you've also played Nier Automata.
Yes.
Because I remember game journalist shat on 2B when she first was revealed. And these are the same game journalists that also shitted on Bayonetta when she came out.
Oh yes.
I ain't forget.
Damn. Everyone's just trying to knock down an independent woman in a game.
Just because she's attractive, somewhat sexual themes, fine, whatever. But when you actually play the game and you understand the character, it's just like...
If you focus on the story besides the character.
Exactly. Then it's just like, oh, it all makes sense.
It's like, oh, so this is why I actually like this game, and I'm not biased.
Exactly.
But then there are people who play the game is like, I'm biased. And that's okay. You have to play the game first to say something.
Yeah.
It's like going to a restaurant, not trying the food, and say you didn't like it. I could be incorrect. That could be like the very silly comparison. But it makes the most sense. If you haven't played a game, you have no options of like saying what the game is based on, story and like this. And we may talk about it and take it like, but we're not going to articleize it just for people to say, don't play this game. We're just sharing our opinions here.
Right.
And eventually we'll play it.
I just shared the link in the YouTube chat for those that wanted to vote for the Game Awards. Remember, you're round 1, round 2, and round 3.
Your votes matter.
Yes.
God.
Just to show you out again, make sure you screenshot this. Screenshot this. Take a screenshot. December 2 opens it up round 1. 30 nominees for 30 nominees vote for 10. 10 nominees vote for 5, and 5 nominees vote for 1. You're round 1, you're round 2, round 3, but you can vote right now.
Yes.
You can vote right now for your games in whatever categories that you want. You already know where I stand. If it ain't Stellar Blade, Black Myth Wukong, Helldivers 2, or Warhammer Space Marine 2.
Y'all just heard me mulligan the fuck out of this out loud.
Yeah.
I have no regrets.
Yeah.
But I think one of our next episodes will fall on one of the voting days.
Yeah.
That should be fun.
Yeah, and I was thinking about, when does the Game Awards come out?
December 12th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 4:30 Pacific Time, or 12:30 a.m. GMT.
Wait, when is December 12th?
That's a Thursday.
Thursday?
Yes.
Chat, do you guys think we should do like a live react?
I think we definitely should.
Y'all want to do should we do a live react?
Like, say yes, no, vote. We can make like a little poll on Twitter later, or on Instagram, wherever, TikTok, whatever.
If we do, for me, I'm like, you know what? I'm down to do it.
I'm down to do it too. I want to get, for people who can't watch it or just want to see like more interaction of us yapping while we're talking shit in the middle of this.
We have to get AJ.
Yes.
We have to get AJ.
We need to get some snacks. We need to get some drinks and shit. I'm overfitting anything this
you know who we need to get? Two guests.
4 face buttons.
Yes. And Butter Punch.
Oh my god, Butter's gonna make it exciting. Like, oh my god.
Yes.
I'll get alcohol if this happens.
We got to get 4 face buttons to come back, and we got to get Butter Punch to come back and be like, yo, come live react with us for the Game Awards. It will be the greatest shit ever.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna tell Butters he's in the next episode.
I'm like, yo, December 12th, whatever plans you have for the evening, cancel it. Come to Flynn's. Come into the podcast room. We are going to live react and watch the Game Awards from start to finish.
Oh, this is going to be fun. And then whoever wants to join in, that would be fun.
And I do want to get that call-in feature so that way people want to call into the show and we can hear them. You're like, yo, what are
we have time.
Yes, we have time to plan for this. Yeah, we got to make this happen. Because we already know. And if we get AJ here, we're going to bitch a lot, especially when we hear...
It's going to get slightly, like, offensive, a little bit racist, but that's okay. Not even racist.
I'm like, listen, we got to keep it somewhat PG, okay? we're gonna drop some f-bombs here and there or whatnot.
PG-13 at least.
But we got to make sure that we don't try to get canceled because we're going to get pissed off on some of these awards that are going to get announced. We're going to get pissed off because I have a feeling that they're going to undermine Black Myth Wukong. They're going to undermine Stellar Blade, hence the reason why they had to introduce a fucking category. Like, wait, when is Game Awards? The event, the award process. Winner selected. I don't I'm trying to look for it. Okay. I'm gonna show y'all this before we head on out. Let me see if I can. Are DLCs, expansion packs, and remakes, remasters eligible? The Game Awards aims to recognize the best creative and technical work each year, irrespective of the format of that content's release. Expansion packs, new game seasons, DLCs, remakes, and remasters are eligible in all categories. Mind you, they just came up with this category. They just made this category up. They just made this up. Just so that they can have Elden Ring and some of these other categories.
They're finding excuses.
Exactly. And then when you look at the voting process itself, it's like, yeah, we vote, but we only count for 10% of the vote.
I have a headache already from this.
So, yeah, that's why I said, you know what? Let's get the guys in. Let's, we're going to have a good time, giving our live reaction of it. We're going to, watch and view the chat. It's going to be a great time. I'm definitely most likely going to have that call-in feature on the Mixer, so that way.
Oh, we'll get it together by then.
Yeah, I got to figure it out so that way we can get it together. So that way we are good to go for when the Game Awards drop. Because, oh man, it's just gonna make for such good content.
Do we just gotta get room for 2 more people? I gotta find like a mini fridge or something.
No, we have a fridge here.
Okay, even better. We're gonna get some more shit to drink.
Yeah, because it's gonna be one of those episodes where it's just like.
This is the first time we've done this too, actually.
Yeah, it'll be our first time doing it too.
I don't think we've ever done something like this before, where we're just like, hey, we're watching this live. We want you to see our authentic people watching people viewing is what I said for the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero tournament. I'm like, this is what it literally is. People watching people.
Yeah.
people watching with extra steps.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But hey, if you think we're good looking enough, if you want to have a good time, watch us, and you just don't want to be able to stream by yourself, you're more than welcome to join us on live.
Yep. And I think with that being said, I think we can go ahead and put a bow on this.
Yeah,
and
I don't think I have much to say.
Yeah, wrap up this episode. So, yeah, those are our thoughts. Be on the lookout for that. The Game Awards, December 12th. We're going to do a live reaction.
Your vote matters.
Yes, your vote matters. So go out there and go vote. I've already dropped the link in the chat, so you might as well go ahead and hit it up.
Fuck the political parties. We want to know what you're voting for in gaming.
Exactly.
That's the realest thing I could say in all honesty.
Yes.
This is a gaming podcast. We're nothing else. Well, some anime and stuff, but that's not important.
Absolutely. With that being said, Waluigi, any closing thoughts?
Thank you guys so much for joining us once again. Happy to have some fun. Shouts out to the people on YouTube. Shouts out to Maggie on Twitch. Brain going through it, tired. But looking at all these nominees, it's great to see. Like, more diversity in gaming, and we're seeing the stale bread that's staying there. We're seeing those heavy staples. We're seeing a lot of stuff that we can call out or people are going to be calling out soon. Mm-hmm. And I can't wait for next year to see the future of what gaming has in store for us.
Yep.
Yep, that's it.
All right. As for me, you already know where I stand on certain games. I want games to be great. I want games to be good. Game Awards is going to be really good. I can't wait for that. As for 2025 games, for me, I'm going to focus more on playing more RPGs. I'll still play some fighting games here and there, of course.
Me too.
To compete, but after that, it's just I want to go back to enjoying some games. I want to appreciate what new games have to offer, explore new worlds, things like that. Just get myself more immersed into some of these games, especially JRPGs, which I'm going to dive even more into going into next year. Granted, JRPGs do take, a lot of time and a lot of hours, but you're getting a complete full story as if you're watching an anime from start to finish, and you're just like, wow, now I can, relate to this character. I can get into this character. I see why this character matters and whatnot. But overall, play games. Play any game. Expand your horizon. Try out different games. Try out different genres and just see where it goes. So with that being said, Sunday, not 100% sure if we'll have an episode. But
yeah, next Thursday, I don't think we're able to because it's going to be Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So next Thursday, we won't have an episode. And Sunday's up in the air.
Well, we'll play it by ear. We'll keep you guys updated.
Yeah, so if you're following us on social media, we'll definitely keep you guys up to speed on everything. And with that being said, this has been episode 109 of the South Florida Gamers Podcast. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and watching, and we are going to be signing off.
Peace.
Oh, wait. I forgot to hit the outro.
Not the outro.
Yes, I keep forgetting to play this shit. I keep forgetting to play the outro. Chat, next time when we're about to wrap it up, be like, hey, Senpai, make sure you play the outro so I would remember. I keep forgetting.
I just love how it'd be vibing to this shit.
Yes. And if you want to know where this music is coming from, it's coming from Goddess of Victory Nikke. Most of the music that I play is from that game. So, yeah. We appreciate y'all guys. Thank you guys enough. We are signing off. Episode 109.
All love, baby.
South Florida Gamers Podcast. Y'all stay classy. Catch you next time.
Love y'all. Peace.